Breaking news, trusted pilot and operator of Ivan Archibaldo Guzmán Salazar named Mauro, captured after Mexican Special Forces raid in Jesús María, Sinaloa. Early morning raid caused heavy armed confrontation. In the early morning of this Saturday, February 8th, 2025, a military operation was reported with gunship helicopters being used. Numerous videos were recorded by civilians living in Jesús María or JM of the heavily armed confrontations between La Chapiza's hitmen and the military. Jesús María, Sinaloa is the location where Ovidio Guzmán Lopez was officially captured on January 5th, 2023. Check this out. He said, hey, bro, they about to f*** us up. We got to get the f*** out of here. Hit the like button, yo. Stop shooting that little shit. How many of y'all saw Harlem Nights? If you shoot that little shit one more time. He said, psh, psh. Damn. White pickups. Hammer mounts and shit. I asked Jay, shouldn't this be hurting business for some people? You know, the game, quote unquote, the trafficking game. He said, not yet, but it will. These fools. What do y'all get out of it, though? Y'all are just cannon fodder, boy. Throw them fools to the wolves. Official statement on Mauro, pilot and trusted operator of Ivan Archibaldo Guzmán, leader of the La Chapiza Cartel. There goes your boy right there. These guys are all clean shaven and shit. You're not at war, bro. Where they caught you at? Omar Garcia Harfuch stated, I guess that's the secretary of a bunch of shit that he doesn't do. This morning, after a confrontation in Sinaloa, officers arrested Mauro N., an aviator pilot and important operator in the structure of a criminal cell that generates violence in the state. He was identified as the trusted man of the leader of the criminal group. This person is linked to attacks and confrontations with authorities and drug trafficking to the United States. On behalf of the Security Cabinet, we recognize the bravery and commitment of the Mexican Army. Our deepest condolences to the family of the brave soldier who lost his life in this action. So they had a soldier lost, a casualty, huh? Mauro Alberto Ojeda Núñez, El Jando, involved in the Durango explosive attacks and participated in the Mayo Zambada snatching and transfer to CDMX. The pilot of Los Chapitos already appears in the National Registry of Arrests. So he took place in the Mayo situation. Is he the infamous pilot? Oh shit! Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. I don't think he would have made it back over the border if he was the infamous pilot. I don't think they're granting him access and then allowing him to walk and jump a fence or some shit, you know? Is he the pilot? That's a crazy question. Possible, possibly not. He could have been one of the goons that was involved. never left the ground. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Culiacán, Sinaloa. Mauro Alberto N., alias El Jando or El Piloto, arrested in Jesús María in Culiacán by federal officers in a military operation by land and air in the early hours of this Saturday, February 8, 2025, already appears in the National Registry of Arrests. After consulting this federal government platform by los noticieristas, it is confirmed that El Jando pilot and the operator of Los Chapitos is officially registered as arrested. All right, there's the registry. Boom. Gotcha. Gotcha, bitch.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
They wouldn't have let that dude live if he was the pilot. The United States? Or would Joaquín done him before they got off the airplane and shit? Which one would it be? Yeah, I'm thinking it had to be an American pilot on that plane, dog. Ain't no, I don't see dude, all right, y'all, I holla, gotta go. I don't see that shit happening. At 12:52 hours Central Mexico time, his status was in transfer. But let's say both. He is being transferred by air from the Culiacán International Airport to Mexico City, where he will be held in a penitentiary. El Piloto is the alias under which he is registered with the federal government and according to his arrest record, in which they describe him as 1.70 meters tall, with a light complexion, and at the time of his arrest he was wearing black pants, a black shirt, and black tennis shoes. In the photographs, he can be seen wearing the blue shirt, but in others he is wearing a black sweater or sweatshirt with a large brown bear printed on the chest. The arrest was led by elements of Defense and GN together with the Navy, FGR, and SSPC. Harfuk confirms. The Secretary of Public Security and Citizen Protection, Harfuk, officially confirmed the arrest this morning of who he said was the pilot of Los Chapitos. As a result of the reinforcement of security in Sinaloa this morning, after a confrontation that occurred in Culiacán with personnel from the Army and the National Guard, Mauro N. alias Jando was arrested, considered an important operator of the criminal cell Los Chapitos of the Pacific Cartel, and a trusted man of Van Archivaldo. Yo, these publications just beat you in the head over and over with the same information. Shit. Sorry. Who is El Jando in the structure of Los Chapitos? El Jando is a civil pilot and key operator in the structure of Los Chapitos. He's credited with the authorship of the attacks with explosive devices that occurred in Vascojil and Tamazula, Durango on October 28th and November 6, 2024, respectively. It is presumed that on January 5th, 2023, during the arrest of Ovidio Guzmán, alias El Raton, he sent an armed group to Jesús María to try to rescue him. During the capture operation, an element of the National Defense Secretariat was unalived. The capture. At 3:30 in the morning this Saturday, the sound of helicopters crossing the sky woke up the inhabitants of the Jesús María municipality and surrounding towns. Then came the hammer shots from high-caliber hammers. The helicopters are flying low, residents reported from 3:30 in the morning. 15 minutes later, a firefight where hammers could be heard. They're already busting. All right, boom. There's the picture of him with the, it's a video. Let's get the video. Got his little teddy bear. That looks like a Grubsy design. Salute to Grubsy. It's not, but Grubsies would be better, but that's what it looks like. They got you, boy. You done. It's a wrap for you, son. You got to answer some questions. Were you the pilot? Did they let you jump back over the fence? If they did, he could write out the United States government and say, hey, man, they let me in there, and then they let me out. They got you, bro, and they took you out of there with your little teddy bear on. All the way into the helicopter.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
So now they're going to tell us again about how this guy masterminded the explosives attack. Mauro Alberto El Jando, operator La Chapiza Cartel, masterminded the Durango explosives attacks where a small aircraft was used. That's why I say if he wouldn't be alive, he was a pilot. Too much of a liability for the U.S. and the Chapizas. Yeah, no, this is the guy right now. According to a Maísa source, they're saying he was the one. I mean, of course, though. See, this blows me. El Jando, captured in Jesús María, Sinaloa this Saturday, February 8th, 2025, by Mexican military special forces, is mastermind of the Durango explosives attack, according to a La Maísa source. You can't get sources. The enemy can't be a source. You know what I'm saying? What kind of shit is that? The enemy can't be a source. You can't trust my enemy to tell you what I did. What are we talking about here? The firepower used in the hammer fight that led to the capture of El Jando thundered in the town of Jesús María, Sinaloa, where locals relived a similar situation when Ovidio was captured on January 5th, 2023. Numerous readers questioned why a firefight was needed for a La Chapiza Cartel pilot operator. El Jando has been involved in several high-impact actions, one of which stands out as the Durango explosives attacks, in which a small aircraft was used in November 2024. The towns attacked in Durango were alleged strongholds of Los Cabreras, who are key allies of Mayo Zambada, right? So they're going to trust the enemy that got bombed on. They're going to trust them to, be the source. That shit's crazy. Man, these fools diabolical. They'll blow up your abuelita's neighborhood, no problem. With a duct taped bomb to a plane and shit, and then they cut it off with a knife, and then it land wherever. And as long as it's close enough, they can call it a victory, a W. Get the fuck out of here, man.
No mommy's weak.
So they dropping bombs out of planes and shit. Humans, bro. El Jando, pilot of Los Chapitos, files for protection and temporarily halts his extradition to the United States. Mexico City, the pilot of Los Chapitos, Mauro Alberto N. alias El Jando, will not be extradited at the moment due to the protection granted by the head of the 3rd District Court in criminal matters. Judge Augusto Octavio Mejia Ojeda granted El Jando a suspension of the protection trial processed for extradition out of procedure, deportation, banishment, psychological torture, mistreatment, harassment, as well as lack of food and medicine. The judge requested the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, among other federal authorities, to submit their justified reports to confirm if there's an extradition request by the United States government. Mejia offered a 3-day deadline to ratify the demand. Otherwise, the precautionary measure, protection against extradition, will cease to have effect. He trying to stay his ass in Mexico. The legal situation of the pilot, considered a key operator of Los Chapitos, will be determined next weekend, since his defense requested the duplication of the constitutional term to gather evidence in his favor. Once the deadline is ended, the judge must decide whether El Jando is linked to the process or not. The capture of Mauro N. El Jando is 31 years old and is a civil pilot. The SSPC considers him a key operator of the Chapitos, faction of the Sinaloa Cartel, and attributes to him the attacks of the explosives carried out on Vasco Gil and Tamazula, Durango. In addition, he would be linked to the armed group sent to Jesús María on January 5th to rescue Ovidio. El Jando was arrested in Jesús María Saturday. It should be remembered that in the event, a member of the Mexican Army assigned to the Secretariat of National Defense lost his life. That's the story. So far on an important pilot from the Chapitos. Now, as far as all his credentials and everybody want to give his resume, you're getting the resume from the enemy. So I don't know. I can't buy it, but whatever. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. So the question is, how important was this guy? What does he know? Is it just talk that he was involved in the whole snatching of the old man, or not? We'll have yet to see. But right now he's fighting his extradition, and for the time being, we'll see in a couple of days if that changes.